Alright, it's been about a hot minute or so. Let me see here. What session are we at right now? Sorry, give me a second. Right now I'm organizing some... Yeah, apologies. It's not real quick. I started streaming again like a few hours ago. I'm back at it again, boys. Alright. Give me a sec as I get everything in order. There we go. And yep. Alrighty, so welcome to the Tuesday night and Wednesday morning stream. Ooh, I'm your host, Phandalin. Today I'll be streaming Dungeons and Dragons. Me, myself, and I, just playing D&D. Alright, it's been, like I said, it's genuinely been like a hot minute or so, so I'm getting some stuff prepped and ready. Let me get the characters lined up because this is going to be I want to say, relatively unique angle I'm approaching this at, as I'll be doing not just my characters, but now the D&D 70s show characters too. So that usually means I gotta tackle multiple cheats. That being said... give me a sec, because I'm going through the books I got right now. Where's my adventure books that I own? Here we go. Owned. Because currently we're transitioning from Uni's Lost Horn to the Lost Mine of Phandalin, in which we're currently in Phandalin, and we're going to be bypassing two of the... Oh, wow, that's like half the adventure. Okay, so that's like half the adventure we just bypassed. Actually, maybe like a Kobayashi Maru or something real quick. So we're going to be doing this out of order a little bit. Let's see if I at the very least got the stuff. Awarding experience points. Sorry, right now I'm genuinely trying to figure out how I can interweave a majority of the... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to interweave a good chunk of the adventure right now. One moment as I do so. Because this is specifically the entire book of Lost Mine of Phandalin, in which I did not buy this book specifically. I actually bought an entire collection and bundle to get it. So I got I think Adventures in the Sword Coast and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Okay. Alright, let me just make sure my stuff is right now prepped and ready for viewing, because obviously it's not gonna... Obviously there's gonna be a lot of stuff, it's gonna be a lot of tab jumping, for lack of a better word. So yeah. So let me just clear the board right now, make sure everything is ready. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I think everything is prepped and primed now. Now let's just get the board ready. Alright, let me make sure and read the first part. And let me see if there's anything I can maybe try and... I did read some of it, but it's been about a week, and I don't remember all the fine details of it. And to be frankly honest, I skimmed it, so to say the least, I'm not exactly remembering everything. So this is going to be out of order. Alright, you know, I'm just gonna, because this is part of the process in some ways, I'm just gonna showcase what I got right now. So this is what I'm reading. Like, I'm reading all the stuff here. To which, let's see. They've, so to recap from the last session I did, to recap the last session I did, Rex was effectively enlisted and conscripted to help Dungeon Guide of the 70s band to assist the 70s D&D group that was seen in the cartoon and trying to get them on their way to adventure. However, because their friend Uni was in trouble, because Uni was in trouble, pretty much the group got split up. Bobby and Hank, tailing after him, went after Uni, while the rest of the party stayed behind to pretty much stay the night, effectively. Or at the very least to avoid dividing the group any further, and along with that, learn any information of their journey they are to undertake. So that is the general... Oh shit, is my... The fuck is going on? No. Oh, hold on. Jeez, this is already technical issues. Alrighty. Apologies about that. I didn't realize my stream was not showing anything. Okay, so So right now, they were getting information to which I will nominate and rule that they did get some information on the mine, to which, let me see if there's anything that they can tell. Yeah, because there's a few moving parts, and like I said, I just read it like last week, and I don't remember every detail of it. You know, I should also recap myself why this adventure kicked off. So let's see here. Adventure hook. Meet me in Phandalin is the official reason why the 70s group is here, so they were meeting a patron, Gundren the Rockseeker, to escort a wagon. To which, oh, okay, so the wagon's already been escorted. However, it was already besieged and attacked. So if it was already attacked, then, alright, then there's no need to do the goblin ambush. I figured it would just be interesting to do, but if they already underwent it, yeah, no, there's no need to do this one. At least, not yet. Because if there's anything I could probably rip from this at least a bit. Yeah, if there's anything I can rip for this. No, there's not much I can rip from it, unfortunately. Because all angles, majority of them, already pointed to the fact that they were already... Actually, no, hold on. I'll just say that this is a separate cargo. This is a separate thing altogether. So we'll still have the opportunity to do it, I'll say. So this will be underway to deal with all sorts of stuff. To which, oh joy. Alright. So currently in the Stonehill Inn, and they're currently in the party. All right, so let's get the ball rolling then right now, like actually rolling. The next day comes, and next day comes as Rex. Let me see who would be be among the first. Obviously, it would be Rex, but let's see who else. You know, it seems in line that Hank would be up first. Maybe also Diane and Bobby. Well, Bobby specifically because, you know, reunited with a friend. Alright, so the next day comes as Rex wakes up to see Hank, Diana, and Bobby. Bobby are up. Alright, wakes up to see the three are doing, I'll say, preparations, reviews, and catching up with uni. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. I think I want to kick off the red brand. So as the four are going about their, as the three go about their business. Well, no, actually four of them. As the four go about their business, a loud whistle and sets of gawfles can be heard outside the inn. Okay. Alright, so the Stonehill Inn is here. So right now, Irina will not join the fray as we already have a full stack party for this duration right now. To which, like I said, Rex, Hank, Diana, and Bobby are here. Let's see. Hank is de facto leader. Alright, so they are de facto. So because Hank and Rex are de facto. Yeah, because Rex is leading and Hank is the leader of the 70s band, or 70s group, they'll respond. Rex and Hank go outside to see the commotion. And there they see Bowdy looking, as the book calls them, ruffians, causing problems among the common folk, trying to go about their business. Okay, so let's set the stage. And because we have 4 level 5ers, we're gonna say that this is like, you know how in what was it? Kung Fu Hustle. Yeah, that's right. In Kung Fu Hustle, there's like a whole like elaborate band Yeah, it's gonna be exactly that. It's just gonna be like a whole bunch of people here. Alright, let me see. Tokens. Here we go. I get the legacy version. I can't get the other red brand ruffian. Alright, you know what? Actually, hold on. Before I just spam the ever-living shit out of these things, let me think. This is tier 2. There are 4 level 5s. So that makes it 20, about almost. And these are primarily marshals right now. I'm gonna set up about, let me review these. Let me see, what is the stat block? 16 health. Let's make it an easy 15, shall we? So real quick, if there's no long rest that was invoked, I'm gonna do it now. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, yeah. So it's gonna be about 8. So we're gonna add 15 total. This should be enough to balance 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. The red brands are probably not this flushed in the actual books, but because this is so comical, because this is so comically out of proportion right now, there's no other way I could imagine by trying to, at the very least, make this like some sort of like battle. Is there a leader to these guys? Yeah, it's a group of 4 red brands. Proceeds to add 15. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, like I said. Alright, so as the 2 step out, a pseudo head leader of the ruffians takes notice of them. And says, what does the book say that they say? So there are 2 descriptions, to which I'm going to say that they are out in the streets right now. So the book says, as you head into the streets, you see 4 armed ruffians waiting for you. They're all wearing grimy red cloaks in their hands, and in their hands weapons as they watch you. Okay, so all right, let's punch it up a little bit to fit this. Well. Look what we got here, boys. A pup. No, that's not right. A dog in robes and a wandering hound. Now, what the hell could they want here? Want to play hero to these what's the word? I want to say peons, but their intelligence are probably not that high, to be honest. Let me view their block. Yeah, no, that's like -6 or -9, sorry. So it's like 9. So want to play heroes to these sorry sods? You're outnumbered. With just you two here. And there's more of us if we go down. I'm trying to evoke cockiness in numbers as, yeah, that's what's going on. Alright, so Rex and Hank for a moment look at each other as they nod, knowing that they're going to fight. To which this will be a dexterity check now. Alrighty, so straight dex check. Let's see here. It needs to beat each other. So, yeah, so Rex has rolled a 20. Hank will roll 7. Alrighty. And the bandits, let's see here. Ooh, okay. Just a stock roll, let's see. 9. Alright, Rex 20, Hank 7, Ruffian 9. Alrighty. I'm gonna do Hank first. No, no, sure, actually. So this will be with, unfortunately, because the bandit beat it out, Hank's dexterity check. This will be with a disadvantage, so let's see here. Ooh, it's gonna hit no matter what. You know, I'll allow it. Because if this was like one character over another, they're gonna hit first, but I'll just say for the sake of brevity and simplicity, it's going to be a disadvantage instead. Alright, so that's a 10 points of damage instead. Okay. 10 damage. Give me a second. Apologies about that. Okay, so let's see here. So, Bandit took a shot.
It's not till 1 on Sunday.
Shh, hold up. Apologies about that. That was my mother, to which I was talking about personal stuff. Yeah, you know that community service I talked about earlier in my last stream? You know, that was it. You know, hashing out some details and the like. In either case, something to think about on my off time a little bit. Let's see. So, already fired off a arrow with a disadvantage because technically Rex passed, and so that balances out. And because it was specifically for the one leader that was interacting, and everyone else is like, I would imagine every other band ruffian is doing like whatever. They're just whatever. It's just like whatever. So Rex fires off a firebolt, in which okay, this isn't gonna be at the same bandit, but rather one of the bandits next to him who's trying to be a hype man. So this bandit will take a full 13 fire damage. As Rex and Hank readied their attacks, the ruffian goading them was ready, though not as ready as he'd hope, as despite moving quickly, Hank got a shot off on him, and Rex fired a bolt. Hold on. Firebolted the hype man next to him. Combat. Alright, sorry. Combat start. Alrighty. Now, here we go. To which, because Uni was also involved in the fray. Give me a sec. Party members. Alrighty. So, auto initiative. Okay, look at that. Oh, geez. Give me a sec to just raise this up a bit. Alright, so let's see here. The first throes of combat have been heard, to which Diana hearing and somewhat seeing this as well, has witnessed Rex and Hank throw the first throes of combat. To which she is going to dash on out there with her. Wow, that's a lot of speed right there. And she's going to be using her quarterstaff. Diana's going to rush on out, and with her attack, attempt to hit the ruffians with both her attack. To which that will... Let's see. Will that hit? That will most definitely hit for both of them. To which that will be 3... Oh, no, hold on. 2... Yeah, so that will be 2 bludgeoning damage. And we're not going for kills here. So they'll be knocked out instead. So for whatever health they had left, they'll be pretty much KO'd. Alrighty, she still has technically an extra attack left, in which she's going to expend her last movement to move up, and through a cartwheel, through doing a cartwheel, she is going to throw an unarmed strike in, which, okay, now that's just... Alright, that is 15 points of damage, and that is going to effectively clean the clock off one poor miserable bastard that's standing there. Oh, hold on. But yeah, the poor miserable bastard that got that critted on is gonna take that blow real hard. So, joy of joys. And right now, Rex currently has Blade Song activated. Let me disable it right now, because that would be grossly inaccurate to what's going on. Okay, so now that that's squared away, Rex is going to follow after Diana, as that's the most he can move around. And he's going to follow up with her and attempt to attack. Yes, attempt to attack with his rapier, in which he's going to use True Strike on one of them. And this will also be for a non-lethal attack, to which the one that, yeah, you know what, I'll just, let me see here actually, because right now 12 points of damage inflicted onto this guy, and then you know what, I'll add for this one specifically, I'll add the True Strike for an additional 8 radiant damage. I'll just say, for the sake of brevity, because the rapier and the True Strike are one, it's going to be a knockout. And it'll come from specifically the weapon being a physical entity, is what I'll say. That's my ruling now. As long as you do it with melee, and it's not a smite specifically, you will at the very least have the opportunity to knock him out. The second one is going to, that's a dirty 20, so the second one will hit the second one for the full 12, in which afterwards he's going to hold on out here. Bobby, hearing this conflict going on, is going to rush to assist Diana. Give me a sec, where is Bobby's sheet? Yes, because he has the movement to support it, he's going to rush out to assist Diana, as that's the most he could do with the movement he's got right now. And because we're going for knockouts, I think for the most part I could say with certainty that these next two attacks are liable to hit, in which this will be full knockout to the two poor miserable guys that are here. So whatever health they got, gone. And I gotta double check, is the rage feature on right now? And I gotta actually restore his full health too. I just gotta double check if his rage feature is on, because alright, there we go. I think it's off now. So, yeah, now it's off. Nothing much really changes. They still take the full brunt of the damage. It doesn't really change much, does it? Alright, so yeah. Now we have Uni's turn, to which Uni has got 50 feet of movement. And has got... Let me see. What is the extent of the charge if the... You know, I'm just gonna... Doesn't really have much in terms of... Yeah, Uni doesn't have much in terms of range capability. That's sad. For now... I think Uni's a she? Or is it a he? I think it's a she, according to the book, so I'm just gonna go with that. She's going to move up to where the group is right now. Well, actually, no, hold on. Hold action. Hold action to attack anything and anyone hostile coming in proximity. Alrighty. And yeah, okay. Hank is going to, let's see, he's got a longbow right now, and currently, I'm going to say that munitions is not an issue. Currently, he's going to be shooting for, hopefully attempt to shoot non-lethal parts of the body, to which he's got 2 shots to pull off, and they're going to be at separate targets. And he's going to use his mastery to slow them down. Actually, let me double check. Is mastery once... Is it... Shit, I'm really trying to remember how masteries work. And he's going to utilize Horde Breaker. Oh, wait, hold on. Once on each turn of your turns, when you make an attack with a weapon, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature within 5 feet of the original target. So, okay, yeah, if I'm reading this correctly, because of Horde Breaker, he can shoot a 3rd target, to which he's going to shoot another arrow. In which that's going to deal, respectively... Let's see. So that's a 5 on this one. That's a 10 on this one. And that's a 3 on this one. And I have no idea if... the weapon mastery system is once per turn, or is it per each time you can declare. But fuck it, I'll say, for the sake of brevity, that they are all inflicted with slow, so they can move 10 feet less. Which on their turn, they're going to try and move, but because... Let me see how far they can move, actually. There we go. Yes, because they were hit in vital parts that hindered them, they're going to be slowed now. In which... These 2 ruffians are going to try and move close, but one of them is going to feel... one of them is going to feel Uni's friggin' hooves, to which somehow there's going to be a... This is going to be non-lethal. Just get casually trampled by a unicorn. Okay. And I think the other one might... I'll say for the sake of simplicity, the other one is within range for the 2nd attack, to which... Let's see. It's gonna miss. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, these 2 are gonna try and close distance, while these 3, I think they actually do have a good ways to try and surround. So, respectively, 2 of them are gonna try and make a go and attack at the level 5 group. Yeah. So they're gonna... So respectively, this one is going to attempt to attack Bobby with a multi-attack. That's nat 20. Okay. That's double the dice as well, so that will be another d6. Where's my d6? There it is. Okay, that's 10 points of damage already inflicted onto Bobby. Jeez. Whew. Who'd have thought ruffians hit hard? And the two of them are going to attempt to attack the unicorn, in which, I don't know, it seems kind of low form too. Yeah, I'll say that one of them is going to hit the one of them is going to try and hit Rex instead, because it seems kind of low form too. Okay, I did not anticipate that one, but he's going to try and hit, but miss wildly. He's going to try and hit again, to which Rex intercepts with a parry. And then now we're going to go on the one that's close to Uni, to which that is going to hit, unfortunately, Uni. Although the second one will miss. So, roll 3 points. So 3 points of damage. Alright. Back at the top. Let's see, we got these 3 RKO'd. Diana is going to... It's still walking distance, but I'm for the sake of, like... Yeah. Alrighty. Alrighty, excellent. So, alright, so Diane is gonna attempt to move quickly now, as she will attack with her quarterstaff again. 1, 2, that's gonna hit both of them, so it doesn't really. 8, 9. Alright. So this one will take the 8. This one will take the 9. And let me see if because I know that 50 is not the natural speed of a monk at level 5. So I need to double check to see if she has... I do remember building her up, but I need to remember... Yes, so she has speedy, so she has the ability to avoid opportunity of attacks because they're at disadvantage, to which she's going to attempt to move out of the way of one of them, as I believe the other one is still within proximity, so this will be at disadvantage. That is going to miss. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but still, you know, sake of continuity and all that. And Diana is gonna throw out another punch at the one she had. This is just the start. This is just the start, game. Don't give me nat 20s like this. To which this guy's gonna take 14 damage on. Alright, Rex is going to step up to where Diana leaped off to, and is going to, with his rapier, attack 2 of them. In which... Oh. Was one of them a nat 20? Hold on. Okay, yeah, one of them was a nat 20. Alright, so one is just gonna outright... He's going to outright see Rex, like, lunge at him, and then see that the blade misses. However, then Rex then just, like, slams the pommel into the guy's head, knocking him out. And then the second one is going to be a normal rapier hit, to which... Real quick, let me roll the dice to break it. There we go. And so the second one is going to take 9 points of damage. And yeah. Off to the races already. Jeez. So that's 9 points of damage inflicted. Bobby is now going to assist Diana more effectively now, as he rushes on over. He's going to swing... Actually, let me see. What does Bobby's features have again? He's wielding a great axe right now, so... you know what? Let's just go with the... Yeah, let's go with him swinging his great axe right now. But he's not going to be wielding it like traditional, so... I don't think that's gonna hit one of them. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? For the sake of crowd control, I'll say that one... Actually, hold on. No, I didn't declare it earlier, so I won't allow it now. So I'm going to... Let's see here. Inflict 8 points of damage on this one, and miss another attack. Uni is going to multi-attack right now, as she will trample on this poor miserable bastard here. Miss, and attempt to follow up with her horn, to which that will hit for... Okay. That's pretty much max damage on this poor guy. Oh god, that's unfortunate. Alright, Hank, knowing that his weapons can likely kill some of these foes, and he's not out to do that. Let me see, he's currently got 14 armor class, and he's already marked off 2 people. Yeah, so he's gonna rush up to the people he shot, and he's going to draw his short sword, and he's going to attempt to attack them. One is gonna hit. Second one's gonna crit, and with Hordebreaker, he is going to... Yeah, with Hordebreaker, he's going to attack an adjacent enemy. So let me see if that will hit. Ooh, that's a miss. But let me roll the damage for the first hit. So that's 7 points of damage. Alright, so these guys, now they're in front, they're going to try and attack... Yeah, they're going to try and attack at Hank, to which all of them have the chance to hit him. So one is going to miss completely. Miss complete. So let's see, hold on. One's going to get a hit in for 4 points of damage. Another one, and the third one is going to attempt to hit at him, to which he does. Okay. He definitely does. For 7 points of damage. Alright, and now, let's see here. This one is also going to join in and attempt to down Hank. In which, Jesus fucking Christ, everybody hates Hank. What the fuck? Fucking finally, okay. To which, he's going to take, fucking hell, 7 points of damage. Are you kidding me? What is this? Everyone hates Hank? Alright, so we still got like 2. Alright, we now have a few other people here. They're gonna be, one is gonna try and swing at Diana. Miss. Oh, miss still. Okay. Yeah, so one is going to miss, and now 3 people are gonna try and down Bobby. Miss completely. Miss completely. Ooh, that one will find purchase. Okay. 6 points of damage inflicted on Bobby. Let me see, we still have these 2 down here as well. To which that is going to miss. Oof, hit. 5 points. And then we got one other guy here. To which, oh my god. Everybody hates the 70s band. One is gonna hit. They really don't like the 70s band. Jesus Christ, already down to half health. I guess that's what happens. Alright. So, with that sorted now. Apologies if I don't have any music right now, but for now I don't want to play any music. Diana's gonna jump over this guy. Realistically, you know, walking order and all that. She's going to, like, do, like, cartwheels and shit or slide over. And she's gonna attack 2 guys. One is going to miss. But one is going to hit. To which she deals 8 points of damage, and she's gonna rebound. Oh shit, no, this is for fist. Okay. Fuck. You know, I'll make one of the... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They're the same damage at this rate. Okay. Okay, so... Like I said, one of them is going to hit. However... Yeah, one is going to miss. However, she rebounds and hits the other guy back with a critical. I absolutely hate this already. Alright, Rex is going to follow up to where Diane is and attempt to knock out this guy. And hit a 5 piercing, so I was, like I said, still knockout. And this time, he's actually going to go down to where Hank and Bobby is, in which he's going to attack the bandit that's currently most healthiest near to Hank. So he's going to move down there, and he's going to... Okay, well, that's unfortunate for this guy. And that one will also... Shit, that one will also be with True Strike, so... That's... He's down. He's down. He's knocked out. Alright, Bobby was originally looking pretty bad, is now actually finding himself to be, well... Yeah. At the very least, having things even out a bit for him. So, he's gonna swing his great axe. He's gonna try and hit 2 guys that are near him. And he's gonna be dealing... Oh boy. If this was using... If I was using to kill, these guys would be bisected effectively right now. But like I said, for now, it's just to knock him out. Alrighty. Uni is going to move over here and wildly buck. Yeah, buck into one of the guys nearby for 15 points, and this guy is just gets kicked in the back and just oh. And then this guy is going to take a horn, to which, instead of using it like a spear, she's going to use it like a club almost, and just swing hard. I don't see why she couldn't do it like that, but yeah. To which, that leaves us with Hank, and I believe, yes, almost every one of these guys are dead. To which, this guy knows he's pretty screwed at this point, as he just watched all his friends in the span of like a few seconds just get wrecked. Alright, so Hank is going to attempt to... Let me see here. He's got like a 10 charisma, which makes it like flat 0. So this is going to be... I'm going to say this is going to be with advantage for the check. DC at this point, because of how they've operated quickly, is going to be... I'll say 12 he needs to beat. Oh, wow. He rolled low. He won 1 short. Okay. Hank would attempt to talk down the last ruffian, but is met with fervor instead. You took down the boys! Took down the boys. You'll pay. Yeah, at this point it's just desperation, to which Hank, with that action, or yeah, I'll say that it was a free action because of it, he's going to have the opportunity to try and down this guy. $5 points. So, yep. As the ruffian attempts to rush Hank, he is knocked out with the pommel of his sword. Short sword. And like his friends, is knocked out. Alrighty. That was a bit extensive, right? It sets a bit of a primer as to what's to come, I guess. to which that ends combat, and the ruffians are taken care of and downed. Let me see here. Alright, real quick. Now it's time for the fun part. We have to now figure out how do I... Alright, so this is all going towards Rex, specifically. So, Rex XP. 100 times 15. Times 15 times 2 equals 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 XP rewarded. Actually, hold on, let me think. Would that seem fair? No, I won't say that's entirely fair. So, for each bandit, which I'm going to estimate is about nearly... I'm going to say 5. So 5 times 2, 1,000. That's a bit more... That seems a bit more logistically fair, I think, considering Rex only took on like 5 of the bandits. The rest did earn their stripes, that being said, but yeah. So 1,000 XP rewarded. Okay. The others won't get XP, they're working on a different table altogether, but for Rex, because he's currently lead, yeah. Okay, so with the bandits felled and defeated right now. Alright. Let me see here. With the bandits felled and defeated right now. As the fight ends, the villagers that bore witness to the brawl let out a cheer. Rex looks in confusion as Diana catches him up a bit. These people were under coercion. Now let me see here. Is that the right word? These people were under threats of some bandit group that frequents here. Let me see. Sheila? Yeah. Sheila and I talked to the townsfolk, and there was some mutterings about Red Brand ruffians in the region. These must be the guy. Come by to harass. This must be the guys that come by to harass. There we go. As the As the townsfolk let their glee be known, let me see here. What was it? Where's the town master's name? Let's see. Alright, here we go. Town Master Harbin Wester comes out and he tries to quell the cheers. He approaches the party and says, "Well, certainly a fine mess, it would seem like. I must say, you lot are much more experienced than I anticipated. You're much more experienced than anticipated. That said, perhaps I fear retaliation might be in order due to the large number of this group. I fear. That said, retaliation might be in order due to a large number of this group. I fear. Hank would ask if the town master would have space to occupy the ruffians. However, Harbin is somewhat apprehensive, but with Diana and Rex's help in convincing Harbin, he agreed to hold them somewhere for the next few days. Before the ruffians are dragged off, Rex would check the bodies of the ruffians, to which nothing much of value other than their clothes and weapons, but some orders from the leader of the Red Brands. Let's see, is there anything in regards to the Red Brands themselves? I don't think so, so I'll just say... Okay. But some orders from the Red Brands. Their orders detail typical terror tactics among the local the local populace. However, the hideouts they're staying at is Tresender Manor. Yes, staying at is Tresender Manor. The rest of Hank's party emerges as Sheila, Nico, and Eric sees what has happened. Hank calls for a meeting in the inn to discuss their next move. Alrighty. Alright, so the Red Brand ruffians are all dealt with. Alright. This is the most deranged looking map possible right now, just because of how... Got a unicorn, a solar, and like a bunch of adventurers here. Okay, so, as the Red Brand ruffians have been dealt with, currently Rex is now in the meeting with Hank's party. So, I'm gonna do a quick... Let me do a quick writing. Alright. So, yeah. Let's see. How do I go about this now? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to emulate some of these personalities. So, if I get them wrong, apologies. Because I watched some of the episodes of the 70s cartoon. But, yeah. So, looks like those red brands you talked about, Diane, just came by. And clearly they're here to stir trouble. Not surprising. Not surprising, considering they come by, what, I think I heard bi-weekly? Bi-weekly or so? Rex, what's the note you found on one of the... Rex, you found the note, I think? No, hold on. Sorry, let me try that again. Rex is gonna interject. I found the note on one of those ruffians. They have orders, usual stuff of like terrorizing the locals, but looks like they're hosted out in some place called Tresender Manor. Maybe that's where they're holed out. It's worth looking into. It's worth looking into. Bobby, Diana, you're with me and staying here. If what the town master said, there's likely to be retaliation, and as soon as that band doesn't return back, they're gonna send a full force to try and figure out what was gone on. And what exactly are we going to do, Hank? You, Eric, along with Rex, Sheila, and Nico, are going to the manor to try and cut the Red Brand problem in the bud. To try and cut this Red Brand problem in the bud. And who knows? There might be some information as to what what is we're supposed to be doing for a dungeon guide at this point. Oh man, seriously? We gotta go with the go with the hood? Hey! Not you, Sheila. Him! Is there a problem? No, but still. I'm sorry. Jeez. I'm really trying to think on, like, if this is, like, fitting of the personality. Maybe. Kinda. Yeah. I don't want to hear any complaining, Eric. Besides, you've been idle for a good chunk of time. It's time for you to get out and find some work yourself, too. Ugh. Damn it, Hank! I hate when you're right. I'm already tired of as much as I love sitting around. I'm tired of having you guys take all the action. Fine, but I'm leading. All right. Now that that's settled, let's get ready for trouble for when it comes here, guys. To which, as Eric and Sheila and Nico step out, and Hank, Bobby with Uni are about to head out, Irina is going to approach Rex and say, With the amount of kindred spirits you have here, Rex, it seems for the time being you won't be needing me in your company for the time being. Figured as much, but perhaps that's for the best for the time. But perhaps that's for the best too. Just step in if things get too hairy for Hank, Diane, and Bobby here. They could use every ounce of help they could get. Of course, if there's trouble, and it seems extraordinarily dire, I will step in. It would be poor form to leave them behind. Alrighty, so... Alright. Okay, so now that that's settled and squared away for the time being... So, Eric, Sheila, Nico, and Rex will now move. To which, let me see here. First, of course, they would ask around for any information about... Yeah, they'll see if the townsfolk know anything about the manor itself. To which... Yeah. To which, for the most part, some of the townsfolk would somewhat be aware of it, but Harbin would definitely know at the very least. Let me see. Harbin would detail simply. Yeah. Harbin would just simply explain. The manor. I'm aware of it. We used its cellars to store food for Phandalin in times of emergency. Although, as you can imagine, with the Red Brands having occupied it, it's now become something else entirely. For now, if that's where you're headed, I can give you locations to where it is. And if you can take back the manor, please let us know. We use the storage space for our larders and the like. So let's see here. Okay, okay. Nice. Let's see. Where, oh, where is my Phandelver mine? Son of a bitch. Oh, damn, this is like a lot of space here. Jesus Christ, how extensive is this godforsaken place? Okay. Alright, so. Alright, they begin in dungeon area 1. Alright, so. Eric would lead the party of Sheila, Rex, and Nico toward the location of the Red Brand's manor. They would see ruins of the manor and begin searching for an entrance. It doesn't take too long as they find a cellar door. They find a cellar door, though hidden, is still open. And they descend into the depths. Alrighty. Alright. Yes. Now we're working with something. Alright, so I'm not sure how exactly it's to look, so I'm just gonna keep them all the way on like this. Let's see, what do they see in the first area? Alright, so it says here the door opens into a 15-foot wide landing, 15 feet above the large cellar, descending into 2 shorter flights of stairs. Cistern. Alright, so the 4 would enter and they would see the cell. The 4 would enter and they see a cellar. Yes. Alright, they see a cellar. And it's filled with... And it seems like a larder. Seems like a larder section. As there is food and barrels material for it. Okay. Alright, so let's see here. Eric is gonna look around and say, "Well, look at all this. Well, look at all this food. How many guys do you think they? How many guys do you think they got? They feed here? Hmm? How? Well, there's yeah. Well, there's a lot of food here. How many people do you think they feed? I imagine a lot, Eric. A lot. We're currently in a stronghold. Currently in a stronghold and the like. So let's see." Alright, let me see if I can set the... Alright, let me set the scene right now, because we got like all sorts of stuff. Alright, let's just go this by basis thing right now. Alright, so the four of them will attempt to walk softly. This isn't going to be a straight stealth check, but they're not making outward noise. So for the most part, despite some of them may be more heavily armed, they're still going to be walking softly. As the four walk around, they will... Let me see, who has a high passive perception? Sheila should have it, I think. Also Nico as well. Rex does as well. As they do so, with passive perception 15... Yes. Passive perception 15... As they walk by and approach the cistern, they do see a waterproof satchel hanging in a submerged rope attached along the south wall of the cistern, below the surface of the water. Alright. Along with that, I will say... Let me see here. How loud are these guys going to be? That's the question. I'm going to roll a D10 just to see. So one is going to be, they're kind of sort of like hushed talking, so it's just be like, he's like, "Oh man, is that what happened? Yeah, I know." 5 is going to be above par, and then 10 is going to be loud as fuck, where they're going to be, or at the very least 7 above is going to be loud as hell. So they're just laughing their asses off. Okay, so I guess they're laughing their asses off. So so as they approach the cistern, they're going to be hearing loud laughter coming from the room nearby. Sheila's going to motion for Eric, Rex, and Nico to stop for a second, as she's going to actively stealth this time to approach. 14. What is the passive perception of these guys? 9. So, because combat is not expected, she passes the perception automatically. She's going to creak the door open with her 14, to which she's going to see three guys just resting. Alright, she's going to see 3 guys resting and just like having fun and talking amongst themselves and the like. So she's going to motion to... Yeah, she's going to motion to these guys. She's going to motion to Rex, and to Rex, as he is the most lightweight. Yeah, because everyone else is wearing like scale mail, so they're gonna hold back. She's gonna motion to Rex to see if he can approach. To which, let's see here. That's still going to beat their passive. To which he walks softly, now more actively, and sees what Sheila sees. And she points out, and she tries to pantomime to see if he's got any way of, any way of getting these guys. In which, this is gonna be... Alright, so let me see here. 5 foot and 1,000. How thick are the walls is the question now. Let me see. I'll just say that... I'll just say that Rex will motion to Sheila that after mentally reviewing his spells, he nominates if they want to maintain stealth, he draws his rapier, and Sheila nods, understanding what it is he's suggesting, to which she's going to draw a dagger, as she currently does not have her own set of rapiers right now. And with that, I'm going to do an athletics check. No, actually, no, hold on. I'm going to do as I usually do. Dexterity check. Okay, so they're both rolled pretty high. These guys, let's see here. Let's see how good their reaction time is. Ooh, not good. So these two will barge in with and kick in the door, and they're gonna act real quick. To which, before initiative can even be rolled, let's see here. Rex is gonna strike with his rapier, and is going to use True Strike on the first attack. Let me see here. It's gonna be 15 points of damage. He's gonna move along, not triggering AOP because of the fact that he currently is within everyone's attack rate of opportunity, technically. So he's gonna follow up and attack again with the rapier. He's gonna miss. However, Sheila's gonna come in and follow up. She currently has advantage, I'll say, because of her rogue stuff. But she misses. Alright. Alright, and yeah, so for just these three specifically, encounter. I'm not gonna bother rolling initiative. Alright, so Rex will once again, as these guys properly rally now, is going to attack one with the regular strike. This time felling him, so this time we're going for actual kills. At least for Rex specifically, he'll go for kills. Sheila and the rest of the group will avoid if possible. Oof, miss. Sheila will now follow up with her attempt. Oh man, that's pitiful. And she's gonna miss. Oh, wait. No, wait, hold on. No. Alright. So the two are gonna take notice. They're gonna target respectively. Yeah, respectively. They're gonna target one each of them. So Rex will receive the first attempt, which is a 19, which will definitely hit, unfortunately. For 8 points of damage. Jeez, okay. For 8 points of damage, and with another one following up. That one will miss. Now the second one is going to go for Sheila, to which I think she's currently sitting at 15. So one is going to hit for 6 points of damage. Oh no, she's got 14. Okay. Okay, so back at the top. Alright, Rex will... Oh, jeez, what is with my rolls? True Strike. Ooh, okay. I think that's 12 points of damage inflicted with another follow-up. Another follow-up from the rapier. For 9 points of damage, and this guy is felled. Sheila is going to attempt to attack the one that's in front of her, to which she hits, and she also gets a sneak attack because the guy is right next to... There's a guy next to the other guy. Oh yeah, there's a guy next to... Rex is next to him. So this instance, because sneak attack... Alright. For 21 points of damage, to which she will effectively wrestle him down and pretty much make a shallow cut with the dagger, just like, ah! And then just like try and tackle him down and pretty much throw her entire body onto him, in which he hits himself. He hits the side of his head on the wall and knocks him out. Alrighty. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so these guys will give 600 XP to Rex. No, wait, no, that doesn't seem fair. He only took on 2. 400 XP to Rex. So 400 XP is rewarded to Rex, along with, let's see here. $12. And Rex will lay claim to 2 of the 3 enemies, to which he's going to take the Electrum pieces. Yeah, he'll take the Electrum pieces, and with it the 2 garnets, which are worth 20. And he'll take the 5 and 12 silver. Sheila will lay claim to the last one. Alright, as the three are dealt with, Sheila, seeing that Rex is more poised and ready to kill, will pretty much, I guess, sort of make small talk a little bit over it. Just like, so you're more poised and ready to kill, are you? Unfortunately, yes. Huh. I see you and your friends are not quite in the same agreeance. Unfortunately, no. Fortunately and unfortunately, in some cases, no. We prefer to not bloody our hands, at least with other humanoids. So, people, orcs, and anything that's sentient. Unless it's something that's outwardly evil or something along those lines. A strange sentiment to have, but I suppose if it's what lets you sleep at night, then then there's no problem with it. We prefer, just to put simply, we prefer to keep it as a last resort. If all else fails, then we'll do it, but still, we don't want to make a habit of it. To which Sheila, with Rex in tow, is going to leave, and gives a thumbs up to Eric and Nico. To which Nico is going to talk about, real quick, the treasure that's currently in the water. So, what do we do about the bag right now? Bag? What bag? The one that's in the water, blockhead. To which Sheila's gonna point out that one. It's like, and Eric is gonna just look over and say like, and be like, ooh, I wonder what's in it. At the same time, I don't want to get myself wet. Seriously, Eric? That's the one thing you're concerned about? Hey, how about you go walking around in wet clothes and socks? We have done it before. It's just that you keep on complaining along the way. My point stands. You want to hear me complain all the time? Okay, enough. Let me get it. To which Rex is going to use telekinesis to get it out. To which, using telekinesis to pull it out of the water, he sees that the satchel is waterproof, and in it is a potion of healing, invisibility, and 50 GP. To which he's gonna say simply, pretty much the contents: potion healing, invisibility, and some gold. It's like, ooh, money! We could always use some more of that. Huh? We could always use more of that. Honestly, Eric. Alright, it's okay. I have enough to spare. Here. And he's gonna give the 50 GP. I'll lay claim, however, to one of the items. The potion of invisibility. I'll leave this potion of healing to someone else who might need it. To which Sheila is going to take the potion of healing. Alright, I'm not going to bother trying to divvy up their gold. I'm just going to say they have it. And Rex is going to have the potion of healing. Or, sorry, invisibility. Okay, nice. Alrighty, so the four of them are going to move on, to which, let me see here. It says that there's a trapped hall. Oh, okay, so let me make sure this is right, because it looks like there's like a wall here, to which I'm not sure if that's accurate. Let me see the cellar. So let me see here, cellar. I mean, is there any way to get here? What the hell does S mean? Does that mean like... Oh, it's a secret door. Okay. So I guess you are meant to go through there, to which... Okay. Let me see, is there anything about that secret door that can be mentioned? Let me see here. You know what? I'm just gonna say because they just approached the cistern. And actually, let me see. Would Nico's be in proximity to... No, okay. I'll say that they don't need to, right now, do anything. We're just gonna run it as intended for now. So yeah, we're gonna run it as intended for the time being. To which, as the four will move along, they will enter this hallway in which I'm just gonna say it again because they're approaching it, and there's four of them. Rex will be looking. Eric will be leading ahead. However, Rex and Nico and Sheila will be keeping an eye out passively for anything. To which they're going to, as Eric steps forward, Rex is going to stop Eric from proceeding onward. He's be like, "Hey," it's like, "Hey, what gives, Hood?" It's Rex. And watch your... It's Rex. And watch your step. He's going to point towards the floor, to which... He's going to point towards the floor, to which he's going to say... Looks like... He's going to say, looks like the floor is meant to give way under a certain amount of weight. After a certain amount of weight. And Nico's going to step forward and observe more closely and note, seems like... Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, I see. It seems as though you might just shimmy close to the wall. We should be able to get by through there. Alright. Thanks, Rex. In which Eric is going to, as he is leader, just shimmy across the wall. And the rest will do the same as well, to which they're going to... Yeah, in which they're going to just avoid. In this instance, I'm going to go with the XP ruling again. So that's 200 XP rewarded to Rex. I'm multiplying the tier that's associated with him too, so yay. Alright. So, as the four enter this room, as the four enters this room, they're going to see... Let me see. Did they just open... Yes, let me see here. Sorry. Alright, so as the four enter this room, and as they wander about and bandy about, I'm gonna add an extra one. 4 skeletons. Actually, do I want to amplify this challenge a bit? I am currently in fate debt right now. You know, let's make this interesting a little bit, because I'm going off what the book has. 3 skeletons will emerge. Let's make this a bit more of an interesting gambit of sorts. To which, let me see here. Owned, official, 2024. Where's the monster manual? Let's see. Category undead. I want to see that. Appendix creature type. Where is undead? Here we go. Ha! Imagine. Alright, now. Let's see here. I don't want to make it like overwhelmingly to that point. Though, let's see here. Actually, this might work instead. What is the specter? Let me see, where is it? Alright, let me see. Is there any, like, lore about this place? I'm gonna make this a little bit more interesting. So, as the 4 enter here, and let me see if this is the right enemy for this. Actually, would it make sense to have a specter here? Because already they have. Let me see, skeleton. Maybe shadow will fit better. Yeah, no, shadow might work a bit better in this instance. Yeah, just specifically, we'll just go with the shadow instead, because I think that might be a bit more interesting. So, as the 4 enter here, a shadow will emerge from before them, to which it will point at the 4, and then 4 skeletons will burst out of the sarcophagus. Actually, yeah. Well, yeah, no, actually, instead, no, not from the sarcophagus. We're just gonna have them rise and be raised. So, so 3 skeletons will arise along with, let's see here. What was it, like 2 ruffians, I think, that are supposed to be nearby? Alright, so yeah, this time auto initiative. Oh god. Alright, so as the shadow emerged, skeletons rise from the ground. Skeleton bones rise from the ground, and with it, the skeletons let out a clattering screech. And Rex will be poised to move. Let's see here. Alright, so Rex is first in the turn order. This shadow is just gonna get wrecked because there's like... Yeah, let's see. Ooh, I think that's gonna miss. Let me see. Oh no, that's above hit. Okay. Alright, so that's gonna hit, and that's gonna have True Strike on it for 12 points of damage. And 22 points of damage. Okay. He's going to spam another attack. Actually, let me check. Does it have resistance? I think it does. Oh, it's vulnerable to radiant as well. Oh shit, I just realized. Isn't there like special damage attached to vulnerabilities? Let me see. Give me a sec. Let me see. What is the parts? Where is resistances and vulnerabilities? That type of damage is doubled. So it's doubled on him. So that means it's another d6 expended against him. 2 extra. Okay. I don't think he has anything against, yeah, he doesn't have resistance to, like, mundane, it seems like, so. Alright, seeing this, one skeleton's gonna rush on over and attack the respective party members nearby, so Rex is going to be first to be attacked. No, that's gonna hit. 7 points of piercing. What the fuck? Why is it? And then another one is going to go towards Sheila for 12. That will miss. And one is going to go for Nico for a dirty 20, which is going to hit for 6 piercing against Nico. The Red Brand ruffians are going to hear this. They're going to rush out. And let me make a would they expect something like this? Because I don't know much about the Red Brand's lore. You know, I'm gonna make a wisdom check for both of them. So let's see here. Okay. That's not very high. So the two are gonna be... They're gonna be shocked and surprised But let me see here. They're gonna be frightened as they see, like, they expected the skeletons in parts because they were told about it, but the shadow is new, to which they're gonna panic attack it. Because one's nearby, they're gonna panic attack it unintentionally. I'm gonna make it a disadvantage though, so that's a 6 to hit. And seeing his friend panic as well, this guy's gonna panic too, and he's gonna attack the skeleton. These guys are rolling nat 20s and they're fucking losing it. Okay. Alright, let's see what the shadow can do. Alright, let me see here. I'm gonna say that this place is fairly well lit now that the ruffians have came in. So currently, because there's like torch here and there's probably like a few more. Actually, I'll just say there's a hanging torchlight here. So the shadow cannot do the bonus action hide. Alright, so Rex is going to be the target of its attack, to which it's going to miss. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna miss. And currently he can't move anywhere. So yeah. Nico's turn now. Nico is going to... Let me see. She currently has a mace, so she's going to attack the skeleton that's near her. To which I don't know if that's going to hit. Let me check. She's going to feel the mace rebound. Sheila sees one of the... Sheila's going to be seeing one of the other... Yeah, sees that the red brand ruffian just emerges, and she's going to go for him, in which, because the guy is rolled low on his wisdom check, I'm going to allow a sneak attack for this one. She's going to make a shallow cut and effectively wrestle him before kicking him off. So that's 15 points of damage inflicted on him. And Eric... Well, Eric, he's horrified in part, but he's not... He's horrified at the situation he finds himself in, but he makes best what to do as he draws his long sword and attacks the... He attempts to attack this skeleton that's near Nico. However, it rebounds off of the skeleton, in which he's going to now focus on the skeleton that's near... He's going to focus on the skeleton that is nearby to Sheila. In which, because he's using a shield right now, he can only use the standard straight action, so he's going to attack for 6 points of damage. Rex again. With the shadow being his priority right now, he's going to attempt to attack it for 16, and this time it's going to be a straight damage instead, in which felled. The skeleton here is now his second priority, in which he's going to attack it for, okay, and he's going to use True Strike. Okay. Six and 8, I think that's exactly the amount of damage. Let me see, I think it's like, no, I think it's 14, to which that downs it. In which I think the skeleton does have something like... Let me double check. Does it have something that can resurrect it? No, it doesn't. So it's just felled. So Shadow and Skeleton are felled. In which this skeleton is going to attempt to attack Nico. miss. And one is going to attempt to attack Sheila. And hit. Jeez. For 5 points of damage. The Red Brand Ruffian, seeing the shadow fell, will focus up a bit now, and I'll focus on taking down Rex and Sheila. The first one's going to try and hit Rex, and gets exactly it. And is going to miss. So 7 points of damage inflicted onto Rex, in which Sheila is now the subject of the second ruffian's attack. He is going to fall short on the first one. And fall short again on the second one, allowing for Nico to react and try and take down the skeleton. But again, gets rebounded. And Sheila is going to... Let's see here. He's technically nearby, so I'll allow it again. She's going to attempt to attack the ruffian in front of her, to which she lands the attack, and will get sneak attack opportunity. So now this guy is downed. Eric is right now trying to manage the numbers. So he's going to attack the skeleton that's in front of Sheila, rebounds, and attack the one by Nikos, to which they'll actually hit. And this will hit for 9 piercing damage. Or sorry, not piercing, slashing damage. Back to Rex. Rex is going to attempt to attack with his rapier, and it's going to be with True Strike. Oof, he misses. He's going to attack again on the guy in front of him with True Strike still, as it didn't hit the first time. For... I believe that is 12 points of damage? No, wait, I think it's 15. 15, yeah. 15 points of damage. He's going to hold ground, and the skeletons are going to try and attack their targets. I'm going to say that one goes to Nico. For 3, 5 piercing. Alrighty. Ruffian is trying to get his second wind. He's going to attempt to attack. He's gonna miss. And he misses again. Oh my god. He misses again. Alright, Nico's turn. Come on, Nico, get something. 11 to hit. That's gonna miss. Sheila, go. Allow, yeah, sneak attack as well. For 15 points of damage inflicted on the skeleton. And now Eric is going to attempt to finish off the one in front of Nico. To which 5 points of slashing done. Alright, so the shadow, one ruffian, and the skeleton. Okay, so let me... Oh, well, this guy's gonna be downed either way, so 100, 50. Really? Okay. Alright, we'll call that a primer of sorts. So you're beset by a shadow and alrighty. Let the opposing force is dealt with as they are felled. Alrighty. Rex XP. 100 times 2 plus 50 times 2. So that's 250, so 500 XP rewarded to Rex. Again, like I said, I'm accounting for the actual tier now that the characters are at. And right now, Rex is claiming XP to whatever he deals with specifically. Because, well, it's one character right now. Alright, so as the party now has dealt with the band, they're going to see where the red brands came from. Oh, you got... well, actually, hold on. Okay, so... Alright, so as the four enter, a party would enter where ruffians came from as they find commoners from the village from Phandalin in a cage. They look on in fear before Nico steps forward and comforts them. Sheila would work quickly on the lock, to which it's DC 10, so yeah, so it's just DC 10, so yeah, go. Oh, look at that, she passes. I think as well, she also has like, yeah, so I think as well, she specifically, as a thief, has the ability to... Yeah, so I think as a thief specifically, doesn't she have like some other features that allow her to be more proficient with the thieves tool she has? Alright, in either case, so... The door is open, and the commoners review. Alright, so the commoners will reveal themselves to be, let me see here. Dendar family. Myrna, Nars, and Nilsa, respectively, explain their situation and how they came to be. Let me see. Thel, the family's head, had defied the Red Brands openly, and it was made an example. It was made an example as they were abducted. They know little of the bandits themselves, but they detail the boss being a wizard and a bugbear. Alrighty. Okay. The party notions for them to stay until they clear the dungeon and would continue onward. Okay, so now that we got that squared away, alrighty, so for the time being, as the party moves along, they're gonna open. Let me see here. It says here something about general features. Why is this door locked? Alright, so it says here, unless, built-in locks and handles, unless the text state otherwise, yeah. So it says here, alright, so it says here that the door is locked and cannot be opened otherwise. So for now, that stuff is pretty much just locked off. Alright, so as they come into this area, let's see here, with the crevasse. Okay. Alright, so a Nothic, eh? Alright, so as the party will exit out the hall, the four of them are going to see in the distance a Nothic. This Nothic, let me see here. Is just hanging out here, but can be seen. Currently, right now, it's just like looking around and just like really, I guess what's the best way to describe it? Sort of neurotic, sort of ways. Just like meat, need meat, or whatever the equivalent is. Just like all right. But as Nico and Eric are sort of like looking on, just like, what? It's like, oh, what the hell is that thing? Sheila is actually going to see with her passive perception nearby wall, just like, guys, look. Hey, guys, look, an entranceway. Look, guys, a secret passage. We can get through here. It's like, oh, hey, secret passage, all right. And then they're gonna go through there, in which they're gonna transfer over to area 12, in which let me read up on this one. Glass staff. I'm gonna use here just mage. Yeah, I'm gonna use here mage. As currently, put Eric leading. Alright, let's see here. Alrighty, so as Rex is about to step forward, Eric is gonna be like, no, it's like, hold on. This is something a leader should do. Rex is gonna let Eric step forward, take point, as he's just gonna, as he's gonna quickly like, it's like, Sheila, lower, Eric, lower, Eric. To which Eric is going to open the secret passage, in which, as Eric opens the secret passage, sitting at a desk is as the descriptor says, dark-bearded human man studying a tome. He wears princely mantle of mirror and has a beautiful glass staff leaning against his chair within easy reach. As Eric isn't exactly being subtle in opening this secret passage, the mage in question is going to look up and just be like, what the hell? And is going to initiate combat, to which currently these are the only characters that are in combat, and this guy has, okay, and this guy is going to be reacting in the low end. To which Rex, upon hearing him, is going to act quickly. He's going to invoke Blade Song. Yeah, he's going to invoke his Blade Song. He's going to invoke the Blade Song, and he's going to rush in and now attack him with his rapier, to which he's going to miss the first one. However, he's going to follow the second one with a true strike, and he's going to hit him for 10 with a... with that on top. So I'm going to roll another d6 for the crit. So let's see here. 25 points of damage inflicted on this guy. Nico is going to then move on up, and she's going to try and fire off a guiding bolt, to which that is going to hit for a 19 points of damage, in which, let's see here, 13 points of damage, and this guy is marked for anyone that hits him next with advantage, in which the mage is going to quickly try and grab his staff. However, because it's such a short notice, instead he's going to try and attack Rex first with Arcane Burst. And follow up on Eric, if possible. So Rex is going to pretty much parry his Arcane Burst that's meant to be on him, and Eric is going to get hit for, 19 points of force damage. Ugh! And Rex is going to get another one laid down on him, to which again Rex is now going to sidestep and have the mage point upwards as he fires off another Arcane Burst. Sheila's going to then also rush in, as she now has the advantage. She's going to attempt to knock out this guy. There's a 14. No, I don't think a 14 is going to hit. Yeah, 15. So she has advantage though. So let's see here. Excellent. And she's going to roll 7 with sneak attack. So 14. Alright, so this guy is already immediately looking pretty bad. Eric is going to step in a bit, and he's going to hammer down his long sword on this poor guy. To which he deals... Oof, he only deals the 8. He only deals the 8 damage. Back at Rex. Rex, showing no hesitation in felling this guy, is going to attempt to go for final blow. In which that is going to be with... Yeah, that's going to be with True Strike. 22 points of damage. So as soon as the attack connects, Rex just stabs him, and with it a small radiant burst comes from this guy's chest as he's like, wait, what the? And now, and with that done, Alara's going to be dead. However, let me see. Is there anything nearby in the wizard workshop? Alright, yeah, no. So, as this is now effectively a commutative thing, and this guy was a boss, 23 times... Should I... Alright. Alright, let's see. 4,600, baby! Let me see, what was the original value for specifically the evil mage? I'm curious. What does... It gave like 200 XP, which is... Yeah, no, I'm not bothering with that. Fuck that. These guys are level 5, so the normal mage stat block for 2024 should have been enough. Alright, so Rex just felled a mage... Effectively just felled a mage single-handedly, so let me see... Did you look at that? His knowledge became his. Alrighty, so let's see here. So as the dust settles, Eric, Sheila, and Nico are just gonna look on and... what's the best way to describe it, I guess? Not mortification, but more or less... It's like confusion a little bit. So like... This guy, who is this? Who is this guy? What was he doing here? What was he doing here? This must... Who is this guy? What's he doing here? He doesn't look like a bugbear. Maybe the bugbear and the wizard were two separate people, it seems like. In either case, he's dead. You sure? You sure you didn't, maybe there's a chance... He's dead, Eric. Just leave it be. Jeez. All the things we gotta get involved with. A guy that kills? Well, actually, no, that doesn't sound right. Of all the things to go with, a guy that's as ruthless as him. Jeez. Alrighty. So, Rex is going to see the staff. Alright, so he's going... Yeah, so... Let me see here. Currently has a staff of defense. So, alright, here we go. Alright, Rex is gonna pick up the staff for himself. As let's see here. Staff. Yep. Alright, so yeah. Picks up the staff of defense and looks at it for a moment and is just examining it. In which, nearby, the party is going to see an unlocked treasure chest filled with a hoard of all sorts of stuff. Gold, some gold, silver pieces, and gems. Some gems and some scrolls, to which Rex is going to chime in and say, I'll lay claim to the pearl and peridot, as well as one of these scrolls. In which Rex is going to pick up the scrolls of Charm Person. He'll say, the gold and silver are yours to keep, as well as the other scroll. Also, the staff is mine as well. Alright. Alright, but yeah. Let me see here. What level is Charm Person? First level. Okay. Then let's see here. Okay, yeah. Alright, so now it's just a matter of mop up right now. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of mopping up now. Let's see here. The 4 will move on to the next room over. Yes, it's going to move on to the next room over, in which it's going to find a bunch of rats scurrying around. Although, actually, no, I think the rats might be gone. Because now that Alaro is pretty much dead. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, so as the 4 come into this room, they're gonna be investigating all. Rex is looking around and pretty much observing what Ilaro had in store. However, Eric, Nico, and Sheila are all going to be actually taking an interest into like some of the stuff that is written in. To which, let me see what the languages are. Draconic Elvish, Draconic Elvish, Draconic Undercommon. Oh no! Oh no, that's, let me see here. Common, Draconic, Elvish, Sylvan, and Thieves' Cant. To which they're all going to be looking over and finding books, tomes, and the tomes are going to be of a lost mine in Phandalin. It'll be in regards to the lost mine of Phandelver. However, and it seems as though that it was translated partially by the mage in the previous room, but it's mostly just a title of just indicating the history of the lost mine and the forge of spells and all sorts of extra stuff. Sheila, Eric, and Nico would look over it, but they can't make heads or tails of it due to the fact that it's written in Dwarvish specifically. So for time being, they will take the books to be brought back for discussion. As it seems like this is exactly what they're looking for in terms of their quest. Well, we nipped a... Erica's going... Alright, they're going to be talking now. Well, we took on a mage and nipped an issue in the bud. And we got information for what we're looking for. The lost mine of Phandelver. Let me see here. I really gotta reread like what it is that these characters know, because they're undertaking this quest, and right now Rex is like midway through looking into it. That's why. I really gotta read some of this stuff. Okay, so here we go. Let me see. Okay, I see. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm sort of skipping over a little bit. Oh, okay. I see. Alright, so as the party are looking around and trying to gather more details, there's now references to what the party were doing before that. And they found references to a black spite, to a note to Ilardo. Yeah, to Albrecht, to which they... Alright, so they find a letter to Ilarno, in which they refer to... Yeah, to which they refer to more... They refer to more context as to what they're doing here. The terror tactics is, of course, to subjugate the town of Phandalin. However, specifically, it's revealed that they were looking towards the party that was here. Along with that, it seems as though there's more. Yeah, there's more details unfolded as to what the party is looking for, as they seem to be in search of... Let me see here. Alright, so yeah. There's references to a lost mine, to which Eric is going to mention offhand. Is like, this must be that lost mine. These books must detail that lost mine that Yeah, that lost mine that, what was his name? That Sildar was talking about. Because a lot of these are written in Dwarvish. Doesn't Hank speak Dwarvish? Should bring this back to him. Right. Right. In which, let me see here. Right, yeah, we should. Should we clear out, or perhaps get the hell out of Dodge while we can? To which, as that's said, let's see here. Alrighty, so let's see here, bugbears. Let's throw some let's say that the bugbears want to check in on Alaro. Right now, as the bugbears are walking in, or as the group is discussing, the bugbears are going to be walking in, and they're going to be like, oh, it's like, oh, better check on that wizard, and what the hell? Who are you lot? In which combat is renewed again. Yep, combat is renewed. As this time, the threat is now higher, in which, let me see here. Gonna throw in some red brands in. Alrighty, so let's get started. Alright, so seeing that the bugbears are here, Rex is going to, let me see here. Oh boy, as I am placing these down, it is unfortunate that they are all stacked up and gaggled up that way. Rex is going to sidestep and is going to fire off. Say it with me now. Fireball. In which, let me see, it's within 150 feet, and he can fire it off within a 20-foot radius. Let me see here. Oh boy, look at that. Oh boy. He's gonna move over and he's gonna move Sheila over, and let's see if this just outright decimates everything. He's gonna fire 4th level fireball. That's a lot of ones. Let's see, 28 points of damage inflicted, and everyone needs to make a DC. Everyone needs to make a DC dex save. They need to beat an 18. Oh wow, nat 20. So the Stalker is going to take 14 points of damage. And this guy, let's see here. 19, so 14 points of damage. Save. 6 points of damage. Oh, sorry, not 6 points of damage. Give me a sec. He's gonna take the full 28 points of damage. Sorry. And the ruffians, oh boy, they're very fucking dead, but let's add them in. I don't think no matter what, they're gonna be fucking dead. Dead? Badly scorched. Dead. Badly scorched. Wow, that's a lot of people that got by. Holy shit. So 14. Dead. Dead. 14. Alright. And the stalker is just gonna sort of like, not really shrug it off, just be like, oh, what the hell? You! And he's just gonna try and make a javelin attack at Rex, but it's gonna be at disadvantage, I'll say. Alright, so it's gonna be a disadvantage, unfortunately. He's gonna make the attack attempt, in which, because Blade Song has ended, because it's a minute long, I think. Yeah, because it is a minute long. The Blade Song has been invoked once. Yeah, so it's gonna miss. And he's gonna try and swing at Nico. That's gonna hit Nico. And it's gonna be with 11 points of damage. The Bugbear Warriors are just staggering and heaving right now. And they're gonna try and get in, and they're gonna make an attack at... One's gonna make an attack at Eric. Ooh, that's gonna hit. Oh wait, oh, that's a grab. Okay, no, okay, so that's grab, and he's, yeah, Eric is hit for 8, and he's gonna get a grapple. He's gotta make a grapple DC check, to which I think specifically, what was it, athletics check? He's got to make an athletics check. He's got advantage on that, so 25. So Eric just pretty much, as the Bugbear tries to grab him, he just like redirects the arm and just shoves him off. The other Bugbear is gonna come in and attempt to attack Nico, as she is gonna be hit with a light hammer. Nat 1. He's going to hit the ground hard. Alright, so Eric, Sheila, and Nico. So Eric is going to, as this thing tried to grab him, he's going to attempt to attack it. He's going to miss the first time. He's going to hit the second. He's going to deal 11 points of damage to this thing, killing it. So, yeah. Felling it, kill it, whatever. Sheila sees that Nico is being overwhelmed, so she's going to move on in and attempt to help out. Oh wait, these guys were drunk off the... You know, I just realized these guys were supposedly poisoned, that's why. So let me see what is the effect for poisoned? disadvantage on ability checks. Yeah, ability. Alright, so no, not save throws. Actually, no, there's no reason to get in close, so Sheila's going to use her short bow and fire a vexing shot. She's going to fire a vexing shot at the bugbear, and it's going to be with sneak attack as Nico is nearby. 20 points of damage, so felled. Nico has very little option and is going to just use her mace to try and attack the bugbear stalker here, in which that's going to miss. Alright. But yeah, that's going to miss. The ruffians here are going to just, whatever's left is just going to try and like stir to their feet. And it's just going to try and like rush in and action dash in. Alright. Alright, Rex's turn. Jeez, this is just turning into a vicious slaughter at this rate. Rex will close the distance as he will jump over the table and he's just gonna rush through and try and get a position so he could take action and aim against the against the bugbear, to which he's going to attempt to attack with the rapier, miss the first one, and miss the second one. Classy. The bugbear stalker is going to attempt to Morningstar him. To which that is a 24. Let me see. I think even with shield it's going to hit, so he takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And he's going to wail on him. But the second attack is going to miss, and he's going to bonus action make a quick grapple on Rex, to which he is going to he's going to make a save throw against, to which Rex saves against. Eric, seeing the bugbear stalker, is going to attempt to waylay into him. In which, let's see here. First one's gonna miss. Second one's gonna miss. Sheila, seeing the stalker, is going to fire off her short bow now. 23, and this is going to be with This is going to be with sneak attack, as again allies are nearby. For 14 points of damage total. Oh wait, no, it's gonna be a disadvantage. Shit. Okay, let's re-roll it back. I'm gonna say it's the same dice value, but I'm gonna roll the d4 instead. So she's gonna finish off this guy and knock his clock off instead. Nico, with this guy here, is going to knock him out as well, to which he is going to just clocked. Alright, back at the top, Rex again. Now he's going to continue his attempt, to which that is the full extent. And he is going to inflict, let's see here. Jeez, that's pitiful. 11 points of damage onto this bugbear. And with his second attack, he's going to attack straight. And 6 points of damage inflicted. Seeing that he is surrounded, the bugbear is going to target not just Rex now and going to attack anyone that's in proximity. So one is going to go towards Rex, and the other one's going to go to another. Eric. They both miss, and he's going to make a quick grapple again against Rex. To which, let's see, he fails and is grappled now. Let me see. I think there's like some rulings against grapple. Let's see if there's melee. Alright, so yeah. Eric is going to try and attack on the bugbear, which is going to hit. Yeah, Eric. 11 for that, 16 for that. And I think he's going to be the one to kill it. Yeah. Eric is going to finally be able to get some stuff off as the bugbear stalker is then felled. And with it is immediately, as he's felled, just drops Rex, which ends combat again. Oh boy. Alright. So, as the combat comes to a close now, a bit, the Nothic that was guarding the bridge is going to be nearby. He's going to look at the bodies right now, and he's just gonna salivate a bit. Let me see here. Yeah, the Nothic is just gonna salivate a bit as he just looks at just the fresh amount of cadavers that are now here. Let me see here. Is there anything specific? Let's see. Okay, so as the combat comes to a close, the Nothic here is going to be... Let me see, what is his full extent of stats? It's going to look at the party for a moment before looking at the corpses that are before it. And you just hear... And Sheila's going to understand a little bit as it speaks in Undercommon. Fresh meat. And it's just going to start, it's going to start trying to figure out where to start, as it's going to see like there's like cooked corpses here, and it's just going to start eating it. Alright, so as this is going on, let me see here. Let's see here. Alrighty. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna give the party an opportunity for perception check. It says here that the crevasse doesn't allow, you don't see it, but the crevasse. Alright, so yeah. I'm gonna gather what treasure there is here, and along with that, the armory as well, as they will have the opportunity to actually get the key now, to which I will now be able to roll some specialized stuff. Alrighty, so let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Perception check. 22. 21. 13. Oops, wrong character. 9. Okay, so they are able to find the treasure in the crevice, and with Rex's magic, they'll be able to, with Rex's magic, they'd be able to, at the very least, get some of the stuff. Alright, so that means all this. Alrighty. Alright, the +1 longsword has been retrieved along with the armory, to which it has, it says here it holds mundane weapons, but I'm also going to nominate that it also has, that it also will have like actual legit stuff, or magic items effectively. So let me see here. 24 official source book DMG. Because Rex is here, I will allow at the very least one minimum, one rare item that will be his to claim. Everything else will be uncommon and matching to what the party needs and uses. Give me a sec, I'm trying to find the loot table. Alright, so tier 2. Yeah, specifically, I'm gonna allow for you know what, fuck it up, because these characters are tier 2, I'm allowing for 3 rare items. 4 uncommon and 4 uncommons. So, let's see what we got here. Where is the... Alright, where is the armaments table? Because there's going to be granted 3 stuff. So, 3 uncommons. Or 3 rares, rather. So that's 3 D100s. Let's see here. Oh boy, is that correct? Okay, yeah. 53, 43, 52. 2 Maces of Disruption and a Giant Slayer. One of these days. One of these days. Let me see, I think there's like a shield as well. I know specifically it's like Eric's shield. But for now... Alright, 2 Maces of Disruption, so... Let me see, Nico will be granted the Mace of Disruption. The fuck? Oh, it's the party. Oh, alright. No, they shouldn't really have access to the party stuff, though. So, yeah. Alright, so now she's got the Mace of Disruption, so that's good for her. Rex will take a Mace of Disruption as well, although I think he's got, like, a lot of it right now. So he's gonna... You know, he's just gonna take it, too. However, the Giant Slayer sword is going to go... The Giant Slayer is going to go to Eric, because he's the only one that can wield these weapons. So let me see here, the Giant Slayer. Is it like an actual... Yeah, there we go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 30, no wait, 36. So about 50 over, about, yeah, you know, let's just roll D100 and we'll just go off of what it has. So D100, go. Number 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ooh, okay. Let's see here. Giant Slayer. Eric will take it, although I think he'll probably not really use it. Oh no, he can use it actually, because I didn't realize it was a versatile weapon. Okay. I did not realize it was an actual versatile weapon, so okay. So yeah, he'll take it and use it. Not exactly my style, but I'll take it. I'll take it. In which, let me see. What else? Yeah, I think that's really about it. Alright, so what's the treasure inside? So there's going to be... I'll say because it's Rex's magic, he is going to be getting the gold. He'll take the malachite and the gold. And the augury spell as well. You know, I'll just give the entire thing to Rex. Let me see, does augury exist in the new book? Let me see, I'm curious. It does, okay. Let's see here. Might be useful, might not be. For the most part, I already know what's going on ahead, so it seems kind of redundant to do it. Okay, so let me do the accounting, because I think Rex has done most of the fucking... I think he actually did a bulk of the damage on the... Yeah, on these guys. So for the most part, these guys got final blow, but I will nominate and say that he got the majority XP for this one. He actually got it. Let's see here. And then there's like the 4 guys here. Let's see, so 400. So 400. 400. Alright, so 400 plus 400 is 800. So that would be 1500, I believe. Times that by 2 is 3000 XP. My goodness, 3000 XP again. Oh, he's almost there. He's almost there. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay, so I believe there's also an XP reward for the return of them, so alrighty. Oh, we're so close. We're so close, but at the same time, I value the sanctity of actually maintaining a sense of progression. Okay, so as they Alright, so as the party and band return back with the citizens in tow, they now have information as to what it is they're working towards, like, more specifically, in which the... yeah. Alrighty, so let's see here. Apologies right now, I'm just reading some of the contents here, which I gotta read more of, clearly. What is in the lost mine of Phandalin, huh? Okay, so... Alrighty. Alrighty, so before I fully end this off right now, I'm gonna do a quick loot thing. Because before I'd said that Rex was given a map of gear that was, was given gear to a map for gear to try and to possibly jumpstart it. To which I'm gonna say it's filled with all sort. It's gonna be filled with equal part armaments and some armors. Let me see here. Let me see, because there's like a bunch of... Yes, I'll say that there's armaments and... Yeah, for this chest specifically, there's gonna be armaments and maybe arcana. Let me see. And what the hell, it's just pure armament. So this time is going to be a bit more... To scale with the party, it's going to... Now with the full party, it's going to be about 8 and 5. 8 uncommons and 5 rares. Oh, actually, no. 3 rares. Yeah, 3 rares should be good, I think. Alright, so let's do the uncommons. 5 uncommons, to which, let's see. Let's see here for the uncommon armaments. From 88, a +1 weapon. Alright, so they got a +1 weapon. 57. See here. Potion of Pugilism. Alright, so, yeah, Potion of Pugilism. 72. A shield. 63. Saddle of the Cavalier. And 20. Enspelled Armor. Alright, so for 3 rares, let's see what they get and what I can get. God, please, let me get that solar blade. Please, please, please. Oh, 85. Please let it be the solar blade. Oh, yes! The solar blade, or the sun blade. And let me see, 76, Ring of the Ram, and 70, Potion of Vulnerability. Okay. And I didn't need to roll my fate points for it, to which I will say that there is no fate points earning here, as currently, yeah, there's no fate points to be earned here. It needs to be the entire adventure finished. So that means we're going to be here for a while, folks. So it's here. Alright, so Potion of Invulnerability. But yes. So as the party is arming up with the weapons of their choice, to which let me roll for the +1 weapon, another D100 specifically for martial weapons. One moment. 32. So let me see here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. A war pick. Okay. Who here? I think probably Hank will get the war pick. It's not his style, but it's better than nothing. Hey, he's got a war pick though. Nice. And for Eric, he's going to get the +1 shield, as he's the one that's effectively de facto tank. Yep, so he gets the shield. And I'll say he gets the Chevalier as well. Or sorry, yeah, he gets the saddle as he's got the Cavalier thing. And the Enspelled Armor. Let's see. Let me see, for Enspelled Armor... Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a d12. We're going to roll a d12 to see what armor the party gets. Studded leather. To which I believe Sheila could benefit from this one at least. Let's see. Yeah, she'll get it. Okay, so it comes with the ability to cast a spell, a level 1 spell, to which... Let me see here. A level 1 spell. I'm gonna say that it's going to be... Doesn't really say, so I'm just gonna say something that's gonna be what it's gonna be used for, to which it's gonna go off of Rex's spell list, which is probably not too far off to what it has, in which it will have the ability to utilize... Now, what the hell, let's make this easy for her. So this armor has shield spell on Sheila, so she can she would use shield up to how many ever charges the armor has, in which it will, let me see, yeah. Oh no, it needs to be a specific it needs to be a specific spell that attacks. Okay, so it needs to have like an actual attack. So I'll say, Burning Hands. Okay. So as the party is sorting through and going through all the gear, it seems as though that the chest itself was had belonged to someone high leveled, or someone on par to their level, in which it would seem as though perhaps this was meant for them to find. However, amongst the items that were found, to Rex's eye, he finds a particular item that calls to him specifically, it would seem, in which, as he reaches out and pulls it out, he finds what seems to be a sword handle. Just a sword handle. And as he holds it in his hand, the sword handle is not... Give me a sec. The sword handle is not of any traditional design. In fact, it looks like a sort of magical catalyst of some sort. As Rex holds it in his hand and focuses in on it, trying to discern what it is, he feels a tugging at him, to which suddenly from the sword handle emits a blade of pure radiant light, to which it is the Sun Blade. Not the Sun Sword in Curse of Strahd, the Sun Blade. Yes. Yes, boys, I now have the Jedi drip. But yeah, I now have Jedi drip, boys. My goodness. I'm cool now. Oh, jeez, this is so cracked. I love it. Hank and the rest of his party sort of see this, and they're just like looking in just, I would say, like awe, as you know, they have their gear as well. Let me see here. All of them have their respective gear, and you know, they're now like kitted out and now properly armored and the like. So like Sheila's now got some stuff. He's got some stuff on him. Hank has got a war pick. Yeah, Hank has now got a war pick. Nico's got a mace. Eric has got a shield and a battle axe along with a saddle. Unfortunately, Bobby doesn't have anything, but you know, I'm gonna give him the +1 longsword that was found. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the +1 longsword so that way he has something to stay competitive and in the moment, stay in. Yeah, stay in and consistent. But yeah, so as all of them like look at Rex just like in partial awe, as as they see him like holding this blade of raw light, to which Eric's gonna say, "What the fuck? He's got a lightsaber." I mean, he doesn't actually have. Come on, Hank. You can't fucking lie to me about that. That's a fucking lightsaber if I ever see it. And god damn it, I'm jealous the fact that I didn't find that one. I didn't find that. In which, that's where we're gonna end things off right now. I now have a lightsaber, guys. I now have a lightsaber, guys. Yes. Yes. Lightsaber. I should remark that, yeah, this is in my last notes where the... Yeah. It says here, given a map to a treasure chest to possibly jumpstart the ventures of this group. It was by the Pixies. Yeah, it was by the Pixies because the way that Hunt for the Lost Unicorn ends is by saying that the Pixies give you a treasure chest to like the next adventure. But I'm using that jump off point to like legit get these characters properly armed. In which, let me see, who would get the Ring of the Ram, actually? Yeah, you know, I'll give Bobby the Ring of the Ram. Because, like I said, he needs to stay somewhat competitive in the... Yeah, he needs to stay competitive for each one for each time he's got it. So he's got the Ring of the Ram now. Yeah, yes! I'm now a Jedi, guys. I'm a Jedi Sentinel. There's gonna be a whole lot of suffer me now moments, boys and girls. Oh boy, this is just gonna be fun for me. This is gonna be real fun. You know what? I'm such in a good mood, I'm actually probably gonna bump these guys' levels up by 1, so that way these guys can stay competitive with Rex, because this is a huge milestone for them. Next time we see them, they're actually probably gonna be, next time we see them, they're probably going to be like level 8 at least. So yeah. Oh, and along with that, these guys did fight. Alright, but yeah, these guys did fight. Hank and his side of the party did fight off more ruffian bandits. So that's great. So that's enough to nominate them for level up. And fucking... yeah, fucking Eric here, he gets more stuff. So that's great. That's the benefit of being a fighter. You get all sorts of, like, great stuff. Jeez. Alright, he's now good at that, using that shield now. Diana will get the level up, to which she now has wholeness of body. And Nico will get the level up for Blessed Healer. Okay. My goodness, guys, yes! Yes! Woo, yeah! Lightsaber drip, lightsaber drip. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, because it's a bit... it's not as... I will say this, is a lot more quieter than I like it to be. But considering how late it is right now... But yeah, considering how late it is right now, I'm kind of sort of content with that a little bit. So next time I'm hoping to... yeah, next time I'm hoping to actually legitimately, properly have some, like, sound. Maybe, like, some royalty-free music if I can find some and such. So I really do hope you enjoy it. Like I said in my last stream, apologies for being so delayed. Like, I've just been busy with personal stuff. But yeah, I've just been busy with personal stuff just because I've taken on, like, new stuff on my off time, volunteer, working, and all that. So yeah, that being said, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to see more, I'll be streaming again whenever I can. Probably, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, probably and hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, till then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye-bye.